you'd just kind of tell about the whole business of
well,
subsistence farming is really what it amounted to.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear about that.
Well, about when we come down and Clarence and Lena were living there, well, they asked us to continue with it. They had cleared off about an acre and a half, and they had cleared off an old garden place when it used to be a sawmill camp. See, it used to be a sawmill camp up there. So we went ahead and cleaned off about 5 acres, and my husband split the rails, and I piled the brush. Of course, I love to pile brush and set fire to it. I guess I must be a firebug. And then we planted it in a new kind of a grain. I think they called it grohoma, that 5 acres, and some corn. And then, of course, about the only way, we just had one horse, so they plowed it. But, oh, it was rocky and weedy. And we did have a marvelous garden that year. I learned all about how to garden and how to plant seeds. Clarence said all I did was pick up the rocks instead of spraying the corn under it and then put the rock back on it, but I didn't.
What about the people, Blair Creek? How did you?
Well, I didn't get acquainted with them for a good long time after I was there, but the first one I got acquainted with was Mrs. Thomas, and I wanted some eggs to hatch, and so she had Rhode Island red hens, so I got the eggs from her. I went up to see her. Of course, they all knew who I was because they had known Wiley when he was just a boy, but I didn't know her. And then the next lady, well, of course, the first lady I got acquainted with really was the postmistress, Mrs. Ferguson.
Was it hard? Did they accept you easily, or?
Well, it seemed like they did. I thought they were just wonderful people myself, and I still think so. But it seemed like that they accepted us. At first, they thought I was a little bit strange, I think. The way I talked, the way I dressed, and everything was a little bit strange to them. And most of the women there, of course, they had to plow and everything while their husbands worked in the woods because it was Depression time, and every penny that you'd get a hold of, why, you had to spend it for food or something for your families. And that's about all I can tell you on that. You want to go down and see the garden, don't you?
Yeah, why don't we walk on?
There was a lot of them over there a while ago. Oh, there he come up. Got some bread, they'd all be up. Oh, he ate it. He didn't particularly like it. Don't blame him. He can have grass anytime. All he has to do is just get in there.
What do you all think about the role of women in this area? What can they do to?
Well, really, the women in this area, in my estimation,
Turn around and talk to me.
I said the women in this area, to me, are the most progressive, much more so than the men are. And I don't know what they can do, but they are accomplishing, slow but sure, whatever they attempt.
Is it hard for a woman to grow up in this, to have to live in this area? We've talked to men, of course, and hunting and fishing is what they like to do, but what about a woman's life here?
Well, you'll find many women enjoy hunting and fishing too, and but I think everyone enjoy every bit of it, and I don't think it's hard. It's the only thing that seems that is really hard is providing sufficiently for their families. That's the thing that I think gets most women down, is to think that they can't give their children all the advantages that, you know, people with bigger salaries and everything can give their children.
You have a feeling a lot of people, though, who stay here stay because they, well tell us why.
Well, I really think that most of them are contented, myself. And even the older, much older women are even contented. They like this slower, more, I would say, Pacific life than people in the cities. You don't have to hurry for anything, and I'm sure that most women are very contented here. There may be one or two, but I have never heard them complain any. So I think that it's really the way to live myself.
What do you think, Dorothy?
Well, I think most of the girls, as they grow up, actually look forward to getting away. I really do. But a big majority of them don't usually stay very long. A lot of them end up coming back. I was talking to a girl in Springfield last week that had gone to college at SMSU and left. They can still consider that the Ozarks there too, you know. And she left and said she had been gone 4 years, and she was very happy to get back.
What about your kids? Do you think they're going to stay away, or?
Definitely, my oldest son says he could not come back and be satisfied here at all. But then he left fairly young. He went into the Navy and was in the Navy 6 years, and during that time he became adjusted to the pace of life in Virginia and the city. He loves to come back and visit, but he definitely does not want to come back and live. My daughter lives in California. She loves to come back at least twice a year to visit, but she says there's no way she would be content to live here. There's no social life in her estimation. Of course, I know it's what you demand of social life, whether you can find something to do or not, but to her, there's absolutely nothing to do here. She'd get tired of going swimming every day in the summer and lounging around on a beach towel and getting up and going to work during the week, and to her that wouldn't be enough, but then to a lot of the Ozarkians it is.
What about jobs in this area for women?
Well, there's very, very limited range of jobs for women. There's factories and a few secretarial jobs. Otherwise, there's not a very wide range of jobs to do. They go to work in the factory if they have to, I might say. The majority of them go to work there because they have a family, and in this area the wages are not high enough to raise a family on one salary, so therefore the wife goes to work to help support the children. But
you can't get very far away from economics, can you?
Now, what are those little brim? Or
yeah, there's brim and
oh, yeah.
They soon realize it.
Yeah, that's not it. Have they got any beds in here?
This year they haven't. I don't know whether it's stayed too muddy or filthy or what. This is not all acting. I do this all the time. Anybody that comes over always has to come and see the lake and the fish.
Okay.
Look, there's a big stack of them right there. See? I watch that.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting excited now. They know I'm here.
So they've made them a little nest right down
Start.
here.
If I just had a grasshopper too, that'd be setting great. No grasshoppers. Ben's been home 3 times.